Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today is going to be the last day with the Kommo-O Gallade team, and I'm going to switch to a brand new team in the next episode just to keep the excitement up and to try some new stuff. This team has been really fun to use. I think it's definitely a little bit gimmicky and very best of one oriented, but that being said, I've had a lot of fun with it. And it honestly performed better than I expected it to, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to put a QR code and a paste for this in the upcoming episodes, so you guys can try it out yourself, as well as the Trick Room Hail team, because I never did one for that. So, yeah, we're going to get this episode kicked off with Metalor, 1698 rated opponent, with a team of Charizard, Tapu Lele, Kartana, Landorus, the Blacephalon, and the... I used to call it Barney, Naganadel. So let's see how I want to approach this. There's a potential Tailwind from Kartana and big ol' Barney. A lot of potential Scarf users. I think Blacephalon actually should outspeed me because I'm modest. But I actually don't remember Blacephalon's base speed. It's kind of bad on my end. Kommo is actually quite good here, but it obviously has to worry about Dragon type attacks from the Naganadel. Which is actually pretty scary to me. There's only one Intimidate user. I don't think Landorus comes out. I want to go with Whimsicott, but the main fear is that my opponent can just match my Tailwind. And Scarf Blacephalon is what I'm really scared of right now, because I actually think there's a very high probability of that being Scarfed. So I could go Whimsicott and Kommo. I'm actually really weak to Naganadel. Okay, I'm gonna go Whimsicott Kommo, yeah, with Gengar and Gallade in the back. But I think Naganadel's threat to, especially if it has a Focus Sash. Like right now, the things I'm most worried about are Sash Naganadel and Scarf Blacephalon, because I think that puts in a lot of work against my team. So we'll see how this game goes. As always, if you guys enjoy Road Train, please share support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. It's going to be Whimsicott Kommo. I don't think I have a really good lead against my opponent, quite frankly. In best of one, not knowing the items really hurts. Charizard Blacephalon, which actually I think I'll take. Because this does seem to just be a free opportunity to Tailwind. And my opponent can't... I guess actually theoretically Charizard could Tailwind as well. So the question here is, do I go for the Protect, expecting, I don't know, like a double up into Kommo, which could potentially knock me out? I think it's probably better to just Tailwind and Protect. It's the safer play. Yeah, worst case is if Charizard goes for a Tailwind of its own. Maybe I should have just gone for the Z move. I was just worried about a double up knocking out Kommo, but Tailwind and Protect is such an obvious play from my end, so I'm not sure if I like my play too much. We'll see. Like, it's relatively safe, but it goes all downhill if Charizard actually has Tailwind and it goes for it, which isn't, like, that unlikely. No switch outs or protects, which is not too surprising. No reason to go for either. Looks like it is Scarf Blacephalon. Okay, there's the hidden power. That's good. But Charizard does go for a Tailwind of its own. So I wonder if my opponent knows my set, because otherwise you gotta be worried about a Encore. So Z moving actually would have been better last turn. How do I want to approach this? Okay, we know it's Scarf Blacephalon. Can I HP Ice and a Heat Wave knock Kommo out? And is Kommo faster than Charizard? Probably not, but... I think I'll just try to Helping Hand and Z move. And hopefully the Charizard gets scared out of Encore threat. Nice. Okay, that's good. Lele, which is an obvious switch in, so that's a good switch in. But I'll still take that turn. Because I should survive the HP Ice from Blacephalon. I should be able to get the knockout, and I'll get my boosts up. And then Flamethrower in Sun actually does a lot to Tapu Lele. That plus Helping Hand might actually just knock it out. Yeah, HP Ice does just under half, and I do get the Z move off, so see you guys after the animation. Okay, so we get the Z move off, we get the knockout onto Blacephalon cleanly, get the boosts, and Tailwind is of course still matched. So that's a pretty nice turn for me. And I think that's why I love playing with Whimsicott in best of one. The threat of Encore makes people really scared. And I don't even have it on this set because I have Helping Hand and Fake Tears. I think Encore actually makes some sense, but if I did have it, I would have probably been baited to go for it last turn. So, yeah, that works out quite nicely. So now there's Lele and Charizard. The nice thing is that the Lele does set up the terrain for me. I actually want to go for a Helping Hand Flamethrower. Helping Hand plus Sun plus the +1 boost might be enough to knock out Lele. So I think I'm going to go for it because I should survive an attack from Charizard. If Charizard Heat Waves, then I should go for an Endeavor, which is quite nice. If Lele protects and Charizard attacks, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go for the Helping Hand and the Flamethrower play. And if Charizard protects, which could be likely, then I'm in a really good spot. So we'll see. Does Lele protect? It doesn't. Nice. Let's see if this is enough to knock it out. I feel like it should be, but I'm not sure. Okay. That is so satisfying seeing a Flamethrower knock out Tapu Lele. As Charizard just goes for a Heat Wave. So if I don't get burned on Whimsicott, I think this game is over. Especially because Kommo survives actually pretty decently. So there's the Sash. No burn. Excellent. So I think my opponent probably was expecting to maybe get at least one knockout there with the Lele. But yeah, obviously was not going to allow for my opponent to go for that. Cortana is going to come out now. We're still matched on Tailwind. I mean, I don't think I can lose this game now because I know the Blacephalon has a Scarf. I know I've got Scarf Gengar in the bag. So I'm actually just going to Helping Hand and go for the Clinging Scales. That might just knock out both outright. Yeah, Helping Hand today. I think this game really proved its worth because I couldn't go for Fake Tears with Tapu Lele as safely. And the fact that my opponent did not bring Naganadel is still quite surprising to me as Clinging Scales there almost knocks out Charizard, gets the one-shot on Cortana though, so yeah. Helping Hand huge here, allowing my Kommo to get 3 knockouts basically by itself. So Charizard's going to Heat Wave, but now I just got to switch in Gengar and Gallade and clean it up. So yeah, the lead ended up working out a lot better than I expected to. I thought something like Blacephalon plus Naganadel would have been really problematic, especially if the Naganadel did have the Focus Session Tailwind like I expected it to. But maybe it didn't have Tailwind, so maybe that's why my opponent was like, okay, I need to bring Charizard to match the Tailwind. Had Charizard stayed into, that could have been pretty scary. Like, whether Heat Wave would have knocked me out without the boost, it actually looks really close. So that turn pretty much decided everything, I would say. Once I got the boosts, I felt really comfortable, and especially once I got the knockout on Lele. Even without the boost, though, like, even if Kommo goes down that turn, I guess Kommo actually couldn't have gone down, like I was saying, because even if Lele protects her, I'm still in a really good spot. With Cortana being my opponent's last one, not much he or she could have done. So, yeah. Scarf Gengar actually would have cleaned this game up really nicely, too, after the first turn, because it can... Like, let's say Lele protects here, then I get to get a free switch into Scarf Gengar. If Kommo somehow goes down, then I can just go for Shadow Ball and Endeavor, and kind of go from there. So, yeah. Definitely a game where Kommo very much shined, but I'll take that, and we'll just look for our next game. Otherwise, looking back at that, I think... My Lodic definitely doesn't make much sense with the Cortana on my opponent's team, not to mention just a bunch of things that I don't really hit for very hard. And I think it's very unlikely my opponent brings Landorus into that game anyway, to begin with, so that's why I didn't bring the Milotic. And Lele is like slightly tempting, but I'm outsped by Blacephalon and Naganadel. Both of those probably one-shot me, so that in itself was a reason not to bring it. And I thought, you know, like... I normally like bringing Lele if I can't bring Kommo because it means I get a really strong Z move off, but in that last game, like, Kommo was like pretty clear win condition, so that's why I went for it. But yeah, fun game there, definitely. It's always nice to like see Whimsicott and Kommo really just be able to blow through a team, and Helping Hand definitely, like I said, played a really big role in that one. Just because with Fake, like, it's a lot scarier to go for Fake Tears when your opponent has Tapu Lele, just because like they can switch in Lele at any point and block the Fake Tears. So having Helping Hand ensures that you at least get one big attack off, especially if you're not protecting. And yeah, it was Scarf Blacephalon like I thought it was, so yeah, then knowing that right from the start ended up helping me. We're gonna find JagFan45 for our next opponent. Really interesting team. That's a Mega Lopunny with an Azumarill, Heatran, Amoonguss, Landorus, and Koko. So feels very much like a VGC 2015 team, just with Tapu Koko thrown onto it. Azumarill is obviously very scary to go up against. I'm not sure if I actually want to bring Kommo into this, mainly because there are 2 fairies and a Steel. And a Amoonguss. How do I even beat Azumarill Amoonguss? I'd have to knock out Amoonguss turn 1, and then... Okay, I think I'm going to lead Lele, Whimsicott. Gallade's pretty good here. And the idea is if I have terrain control up, then Azumarill can't Aqua Jet, which is really big. If the Azumarill can't Aqua Jet, then I'd say I'm in a pretty good shape. So I'm going to go Whim, Lele, Gallade, Gengar, yeah. I don't like bringing Kommo into this matchup, mainly because, like I mentioned, they're 2 fairies, and anytime they're 2 fairies, when you're playing with Kommo, that can actually be really scary, just because they can just switch in both fairies and negate the Z move outright. So that in itself is already pretty tough. Obviously, you have to worry about getting outsped and Dazzling Gleam by Koko. I can't really do very much damage to a Azumarill. Milotic, once again, not the best here because there's an Amoonguss and a Koko. I think those in itself are enough reason not to bring it. I feel like Milotic is a Pokemon that I really like bringing against Incineroar, but otherwise, like, I'm not going to bring it most of the time. But being able to scare off Incineroar, honestly, is a pretty big deal. Especially because of how common it is in the metagame still. So it is going to be Lopunny and Amoonguss. So you can't fake me out turn 1. Lele is obviously in an incredible position, and Whimsicott can go straight for a Tailwind. But does Lopunny have a way to really threaten me? And who protects here? I'm obviously going to Tailwind with Whimsicott. The only question is, right now, who do I target with Lele? Amoonguss is probably the better call. I kind of want to just go for the Z move. Like the thing is, like, Protect Amoonguss here is so obvious. I mean, maybe a Return just knocks me out, too. I don't even know about that. I should, I guess, know my Mega Lopunny calcs, but I don't really. I'm going to Tailwind, and I'll just go for the Protect. I don't mind if Amoonguss... Oh, Amoonguss can't even Spore me, so that's a very safe play, actually. And Amoonguss switches out, that's fine. But here's the problem if I get faked out into the Whimsicott. Should have thought about that. If I don't get faked out into Whimsicott, I'm in an incredible position, but I was too worried about Lopunny being able to, like, one-shot me with a Return. I really don't know whether it can or not, but I don't have any bulk on Lele, so I suspect maybe it can. Either way, that's a nice play on my opponent's end. If I do get the Tailwind off, though, then I'm actually in great shape, but I think I'd probably get faked out here. Okay, nice. I will definitely take that turn. Definitely take that turn, yeah. Okay, so now I've got the Z move pressure. I know Lopunny faked out last turn. It might be scared of Encore, so I think that would be the more likely suspect to switch out. The only question is, like, does Koko protect? I want to just go for the Z move into Koko, which I think should knock it out. Alternatively, I could just Fake Tears and Moonblast Koko if I think Lopunny's switching up, but Lopunny could just go for an attack. I could Z-move into Lopunny too. I hope he had Psychic Lopunny. I don't know if I like that play. Okay, that switches out. Ideally, Koko shouldn't protect here. I should have Z-moved to one-shot the Azumarill. That was bad. Or just to knock out Koko. I don't like how I played that turn at all. Yeah. Because Koko probably just Z-moves my Lele right now for a knockout. That was really bad. That was poorly done on my end. Yep, there's a Z-move. I don't know why I was so scared of Koko protecting and Lopunny just knocking out Lele. Because if I Z-move, or if I just Helping Hand Moonblast, then I knock out Koko. I guess then I'd be a threat of Fake Out Belly Drum, whereas now my opponent can't Belly Drum, which is at least good. But still don't like the position I'm in too much. Yeah, that was not a great turn on my end. Turn 1 was good, turn 2 not good at all. Okay, I think it's probably more appropriate to bring out Gengar. Yeah. I'm gonna bring out Gengar. I'm just worried about knockoff Azumarill. Now it feels like a 50-50 on who's protecting, because I do think I need to switch out into Gallade. I would protect Koko, attack with the Azumarill. This is the main issue with Whimsicott now. I don't get enough damage off. That last turn was really bad. I think if I just Helping Hand Moonblasted Koko, even if Azumarill got the Belly Drum off, I could just switch Lele out and back in for terrain control. So, I can't think about that right now. So the question is, does Azumarill have knockoff or not? Because if it does, I'd protect Koko and go for a knockoff. Koko seems like the more obvious target here still. because it seems like the more obvious target, I'm going to go for Azumarill. And I'm really worried about knockoff. But I don't know. Okay, that switches out. That's a good start. Into Amoonguss. That's definitely a good start then. He's just going to Aqua Jet. Okay, that's fine. Actually does so much, though. Actually, I don't know if that's fine, because Koko can now just come in and Dazzling Gleam. What would you do? Rage Powder Dazzling? Oh, but a Dazzling probably doesn't knock out my Gengar, so I'd actually take that turn, because then I can knock out Amoonguss. And then it'd be a 2v2. But then I don't win, because Whimsicott doesn't do any damage. Yeah, I mean, that turn ended up being okay. Like, that's all actually probably ideal, but it's still kind of iffy. Maybe a Dazzling actually doesn't knock out Gallade. The more I think about it, the more I think it shouldn't. And maybe my opponent doesn't expect the Scarf. Okay, I actually think maybe if I survive the Dazzling, which I think I probably should, right? Like, I just thought it would one-shot me for some reason, but it's not Life Orb Koko, so I could just Sludge Bomb, Zen Headbutt. The only question is, does Zen Headbutt knock out Amoonguss? You would think so, but if it doesn't, then I'm in trouble. Yeah. So you would think maybe Rage Powder, Dazzling? Let's see. Yep, okay. So I should be able to knock out Amoonguss here. Ideally survive Dazzling Gleam with both. I could get just Thunderbolted into Gengar, though, which is, I guess, the other concern. I do hit Zen Headbutt, though, which is at least good. Could have Ice Punch there, but I wanted a Zen Headbutt in case Koko, or no Rage Powder came out yet. So there's Dazzling Gleam. Do I survive? I honestly have no idea. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Gallade would get wrecked by it. As Curse Buddy actually disables Dazzling Gleam, too, which is quite nice. I think I should win this now. Because I'm Scarf. I want to just Sludge Bomb Koko close combat. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe I should protect Gallade though, but my opponent I don't think knows I'm Scarfed yet. So let's say Koko protects, I Sludge Bomb into it, then the downside is Lopunny knocks out Gengar. Which is why I don't want to protect Gallade here. This feels kind of like a 50-50, but I've got the Scarf advantage, so I'm going to go for it. Okay. Oh, I totally forgot about the fact you can fake out Gengar. Oh, man. With that, I should definitely protect, switch out into Whimsicott. I think I might still lose, though, actually, because Gengar could get faked out there. So that was nicely done on my opponent's end. I really played really bad that one turn where I traded Lele for not knocking out anything that turn. If I just Helping Hand Moonblast the Whimsicott there, I think I probably win the game. So that was definitely the key mistake this turn. Nicely done on my opponent's end for sure. Yeah, good fake out on the Gengar too, to prevent it from getting an attack off. Because if the fake out goes into a Gallade or just a regular attack, then I obviously win that one. So that was really nicely done. But I was in a pretty good position and I didn't call that one turn correctly. I was just really worried, like, if my opponent knew my set or if my opponent just made a crazy play of, like, staying, like, protecting Koko and just going for an attack with the Lopunny. That could have been really scary. But I guess maybe I was too scared of something that I shouldn't have been. Because, yeah, Lele, like, destroys my opponent's entire team. So it was way too important to give up right away like that. But really nicely maneuvered there, I think. And I think this game highlights, like, the first game highlights where Whimsicott can be really good. This game highlights where it's, like, slightly weaker. So we're going to find our last opponent with this team. And Whimsicott just didn't really do any damage that game. This looks like Wolf's team. I don't know if you ever put a QR code team up for it, but Wolf did win regionals with, like, a Charizard X team with Milotic. Had a Will-O-Wisp as well. Yeah. Was it Subtoxic Aegislash, I want to say? Either way, I think this is definitely a game for Kommo. How do I want to approach this? I think I might still go Whim Gengar, just because it disrupts my opponent a fair amount. The Aegislash is what's really scaring me. But Kommo does have Flamethrower, obviously. You know what? I built this team around Kommo and Gallade, so I will end this team with Kommo and Gallade as well. The question is whether or not my opponent brings a Scrafty. I don't think the Scrafty comes out, especially with my Lodake, a Fairy, and a Lele. Yeah, I'm gonna go Whim Gengar, Gallade, and Kommo. Goal is to... What is my goal? If I can knock out Aegislash immediately, like, Fake Tear Shadow Ball and knock that out right from the start, I think that would just win me the game. Because then Whimsicott can Tailwind, and then Kommo just sweeps through my opponent's entire team. So Aegislash is the main concern, mainly because it does wall me a fair amount. And if this is Wolf's Regionals team, I believe it was Subtoxic, which is kind of scary. Mainly because that can just stall me for days. So we'll see. I could have brought Lele to, like, taunt it, but I don't think that's enough of a justification to bring it. So I'm gonna go with Whimgar. And it's going to be Aegislash and Charizard. Okay, I want to say this is what I was hoping for. I really want to just Fake Tear Shadow Ball Aegislash right from the get-go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Question is whether or not my opponent knows my team. But Charizard, if this is X, at worst gets a Dragon Dance off, in which I will still be able to outspeed Aegislash the following turn. And then I can Tailwind. And you have to be worried about Encore, so I'm not sure if you even... I guess Charizard switches out. That's a good start. Scrafty? Okay. If Aegislash doesn't protect here, it's going to be so good for me. It doesn't look like it's going for it. Which is incredible. Nice. That's so good. That's exactly the win condition like I talked about in the beginning of the game. Oh, that's so satisfying. I love you guys. Nice. So now there's Tailwind pressure from Zapdos, but I can just match it with a Tailwind of my own. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Tailwind, and Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball Charizard? Yeah. Like, I have such a huge lead now, so all I need to do is make trades with my opponent. I got rid of the biggest threat to my team immediately, and it is, of course, Charizard X. I want to Shadow Ball here, mainly because if Charizard does try to Dragon Dance and Zapdos Tailwinds, then I'll still outspeed, and maybe 2 Shadow Balls can knock out the Charizard, I'm not sure. Either way, I could help a hand Shadow Ball, so yeah, most definitely. Unless it's Max Speed Charizard, but I think Wolf Charizard was rather bulky. Just under 50%, okay. There's the Dragon Dance, so that's not too surprising, but that's fine. And does Zapdos Tailwind? Nope, it actually goes for a Z move, okay. These electric Z moves are causing me a lot of problems today. The goal is to knock out Charizard. Right now the main issue is that Charizard got the speed boost, and I've got Kommo in the back, and I just faint to a Dragon Claw. Gigable Havoc comes out, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I want to bring out Gallade, obviously. Yeah, despite turn 1 working out so nicely, once again, the issue of Whimsicott's coming out. Is my opponent worried about Encore? That's the main question. I think I kind of have to switch Whimsicott out into Kommo and protect Gallade here. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Zapdos doesn't do much to me at this point. You'd imagine Flare Blitz is going to go into Gallade. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I had the Tailwind advantage. Oh, jeez. That was so bad. I literally, like, in my opponent's head was like, oh, he tailwinded, but he obviously gigavolted instead. Oh my god. I've been playing so bad today. Wow. Oh, wow. That was actually awful. Now it's a 50-50. That was such a bad misplay. I mean, I close combat Charizard 100% of the time in that position and switch out into Kommo. Wow. That's a way to throw a game. I'm staying in with Gallade because I feel like you have to target down Kommo here. Wow, that was actually so dumb. Oh my god. Like, close combat 100% just knocks out Charizard there. And he Flare Blitzes into Kommo, so he doesn't even have Dragon Claw, I guess? I think Wolves maybe didn't have Dragon Claw. I just can't believe, like, that was so dumb on my end. I mean, this might still end up working out, but I had, like, an 100% win condition. Yeah, the double up into Kommo. Nice. Okay, cool. I mean, it's not necessarily over yet, but I like my position now a lot. Bulu is the last one. Okay. I think I'm going to switch Kommo out into Whimsicott and protect Gallade here. I believe it's the last turn of Tailwind, right? Yeah, so I can get another Tailwind up. I just can't believe how badly I screwed that up. If I close combat, then I just knock out Charizard, I get Kommo in for free. Tailwinds are matched. And then it's got Gallade and Kommo. I guess it's the same position here, just... actually, it is the same position. My opponent pretty much put me in that position. The question is this Scarf Bulu? There's no Z move, and we know Zapdos obviously has already used its Z move and has no item. Hidden Power is fine. It doesn't look like Scarf Bulu. Wood Hammer. Nice double up. Did I survive? Ooh, no. That's actually really problematic. I should have thought about that. It's lefties, Bulu. Okay. The question is, do I go for a double protect now with Gallade? Yeah, that's probably the best play. That was a really good play last turn, I thought, by my opponent. Z move and go for the double. If I get the double, I think I win, but geez, I really threw this one. Nope. Yeah, probably a double into Gallade here. Oh no, it doesn't double. I don't know if I agree with that sub, to be honest. I feel like you should definitely knock out Gallade there. Either way, I'll see you guys after the animation. Okay, so that Z move does a ton, obviously, to Zapdos. I really feel like my opponent should have gone for the knockout there onto the Gallade. That sub is kind of a throw. Because I feel like if he wood hammers, I probably just lose there. I mean, it would still actually be really close. But now I feel like I'm in a really good position, actually. I'm just gonna Flamethrower Bulu. I want to deny Tailwind if possible, so I'm gonna Ice Punch. Zapdos could have Protect here and it could go for it, but I'm okay trading. Yeah, it does have it, but that's fine. I guess the question is, does Bulu have Dazzling Gleam? If so, that would explain the sub, maybe. Nope, it just wood hammers. That's fine with me. Into Kommo again. What? I mean, I'll take it. I think actually I'd maybe still win even if the Bulu did knock out the Gallade there, because they do get the Z move off. It would be really close, actually. I don't know how much Flamethrower does to Bulu, but now I just win, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I actually would have been really close. Either way, though, like, this game shouldn't have even been in this position. Zapdos does get the double, though, which actually makes this a lot more interesting. I don't think Flamethrower knocks out Bulu, but it should do a lot. Yeah, almost gets the knockout. And if you would hammer now, you just lose. Okay, he does Horn Leech, which is good. Finally targets down Gallade. Okay. But we know now that Flamethrower is enough to knock out Bulu. We know that it's not doing anything with Woodhammer, Horn Leech, and we know it's Horn Leech, Woodhammer, Sub, and probably Protect. So I think I should be able to close this one out. Yeah, the reason why I didn't, like, I have to keep targeting Zapdos is because I can't risk a double Protect. It's last turn of Grassy Terrain. I actually don't know if Flamethrower knocks out Zapdos, so I might have to Clanking Scales, but that does decrease my defense. That being said, I lose to a crit probably anyway. Yeah, I actually would lose the game if Flamethrower didn't knock out Zapdos. So I'm going to go for the Clanking Scales. And Bulu protects, which ensures me the win. Which is why I did go for Clanking Scales. I mean, I assume Clanking Scales knocks out here. This was a silly episode, or silly game. Yeah, I mean, the blunder at the end of the last one, and this one, just me forgetting my opponent just never set up Tailwind initially, was kind of bad. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually not in a very good spot anymore because you knocked out my Gengar and Tailwind went up, so that was kind of silly. I feel like this was my opponent, like my opponent was in a pretty good spot, but Kommo could have probably 2v1'd, especially with Grassy Terrain recovery every turn. So even if my opponent did knock out Gallade, I think I still could have pulled it off. It just would have been a little bit harder with target selection. With Gallade hanging around, I basically force protects out of Zapdos, and even with the double, I'm still able to win. But yeah. Obviously, the beginning of the game was really good, and I should have been able to take command of that. But because I blundered and I was just so set on Tailwind being like set up, I totally forgot that it never did go up. So yeah, in that position, I would switch out into Kommo, go for the close combat into Charizard. Since the Charizard didn't end up protecting, then I would just get the knockout outright onto it. And now I got Kommo and Gallade against Zapdos and Whimsicott. So like I mentioned, actually I would have been in the same position as I ended up in because my opponent did go for the double up into Kommo, which I was able to bait out. So would have been in the same position. It was just like my opponent could have knocked out Gallade that turn. It was like a 50-50 on who to target, so obviously that was scary. But instead we ended up being in the same position. So yeah, it still was anyone's game after that first turn, but if I don't knock out Aegislash right away, I think that game becomes really difficult for me. So fortunate enough, the Helping Hand and the Shadow Ball, or the Fake Tear Shadow Ball, was enough. Either way, that is going to be it for our time with this team. Some fun ones today. Not the best play from my end, honestly, but yeah, I think definitely a couple good lessons to learn from there, and always just need to pay attention to game state. Really well played by my opponents overall, especially that second game. That was some nice maneuvering for sure. I just really wish I did go for the Helping Hand Moonblast target into Coco, but you live and you learn. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it for this team. Like I mentioned, I will be posting the team information pretty shortly, so keep your eyes open for that, as well as the Trick Room Hail team. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.